first of all, thank you for letting me doing this presentation, and apologize for not being able to be here with you today. I'm Florence Ventura from the SE4ALL Africa Hub. So we are based in the African Development Bank in Abidjan, and we are the regional hub for the SE4ALL initiative for the African continent. I'm going to present you briefly, the SE4ALL Africa Hub, our main action, and some of the bank's financing instruments. So, our mission is to coordinate and facilitate the SE4ALL implementation in Africa. Our main activities include, to provide guidance to African governments and energy stakeholders for the SE4ALL contraction processes, but also to deliver technical assistance to partner countries, to do some networking and communication, and also some mobilization of financing. So, as I said, one of our main activities is to provide guidance for the SE4ALL contraction processes. So these are the country action processes. When a country opts-in, it follows several steps. The first one is a rapid assessment and gap analysis. Then to develop an action agenda, and then some investment prospectus. And then, of course, you have the implementation and monitoring and reporting. So just regarding the action agenda, it's a strategy document that serves as an umbrella plan for the national energy sector development. Well, it defines the national SE4ALL objectives, and it determines how the 3 goals can be achieved in the country regarding the energy access, energy efficiency, and renewable energy. And it also includes the cross-cutting sectors of the energy. The next slide details a bit more of the concept behind the action agenda. So you have the three main area of SE4ALL: energy access, renewable energy, and the energy efficiency. On the energy efficiency sector, the action agenda identified the priorities in energy efficiency in different sectors, including the building and appliances, the industrial and agricultural processes, grid infrastructure and supply efficiency, transportation, and also enabling action area. So the energy efficiency have a big part within the SE4ALL, the national SE4ALL action agenda. And also briefly to talk a bit about the development of the document. The development process of the action agenda is very important, and also national ownership is very important within the country. And the development process must be an inclusive and transparent exercise, and it should bring together stakeholders from all relevant sectors into one big conversation. Development partners, private sector, civil society, energy producer, energy consumer, etc. And at the end of the process, the action agenda must be validated and adopted. And once it is politically adopted, it should become the national implementation framework and serve as the basis for the energy-related donor coordination, and also serve as basis for the private sector reference. So I just wanted to talk about this a bit about this action agenda, because the energy efficiency, it plays a really big role within this document. Sorry. Okay, so next slide. I will sign this after. So this is just to say that it could be a relevant tool for the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goal 7, which was just adopted in September in New York. And some of the country view regarding the role of the action agenda, that is to say that it provides a good framework to align stakeholders' objectives and provide a platform for sharing experience and a way to accelerate the mobilization of the needed investment into the energy sector globally. So where do we stand in Africa? So far we have almost half of the African countries with action agenda under development, with 27 countries who have embarked on the process. So you have the map of all the country. I'm not going to enter into detail. Well, but I just wanted to give you some few examples of action agenda developed in some country, and we will focus on the energy efficiency. But just first, I just want to mention that the example that I'm going to give, well, I think one of Rwanda and one of Tanzania, I think that are not yet formally adopted by the country concerned, but it's just to give you an example of what we can find in the action agenda. For example, Rwanda, these are the targets set in the action agenda of Rwanda, and you can see the energy efficiency target for the country. And then in the next slide, you have a summary of the enabling action for energy efficiency within the document. So for example, on the energy efficiency, example can be set up dedicated energy efficiency unit within institution, develop industrial energy efficiency strategy, revise building codes to incorporate some energy efficiency for commercial buildings, and etc. So this was for Rwanda. For Tanzania, for example, one of the goals is to you have the rate of improvement in energy intensity that the country has set within its action agenda, and some example of high impact intervention identified for energy efficiency in the country. So for example, the country has identified some to develop and implement national energy efficiency programs to assess opportunities for energy efficiency in multiple sectors, and to define minimum energy standard performance and provide some support for its implementation. So this kind of high impact intervention and target for the energy efficiency are set or are currently being defined within the 27 African countries that are developing their action agenda. Okay, and so now the last part of my presentation will be on some bank instruments to finance energy efficiency. The first tool that we have inside the bank is called the Africa Climate Technology and Finance Center, or ACTFCN. It's a GEF fund. It includes both mitigation and adaptation activities. And the objective of the fund is to support the sub-Saharan African countries in scaling up the deployment of low carbon and climate resilient technologies. We have 3 components. The first one is on networking and knowledge dissemination, and the 2 others are on reform on the enabling environment and to integrate climate change into investment program and projects. Okay, so we have a power shortage in Abidjan. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, everything's great, thanks.
Okay, good. Well, but I think that my computer are just, okay. Okay. Also, just to give you an example on this Africa Climate Technology Fund Center and Network, under the component 2, which is the component to enable, the component for the enabling environment, we are starting an activities on energy efficiency in Ghana. We receive a request from the Energy Commission of Ghana to conduct energy audits and develop energy efficiency standard and regulation for public and commercial buildings. So that's an example of activity that we can do under this tool. Activities could include develop and update, develop and implement national or regional policies and strategies, provide support to establish appropriate institutions, support the design and implementation of de-risking instrument and regulation. So that's one of the tools that we have. And also, yes, I wanted just to say that we have a framework contract facility. That means that we are ready to receive requests and we can provide technical assistance in a short time. Well, how to apply? So all public sector entities of sub-Saharan African countries are eligible, and you can apply by sending some requests to the email that you see. Well, I guess that all the presentation will be shared with the participants. So, yeah. And well, one other tool that we have inside the bank is called the Sustainable Energy Fund for Africa, or SE4ALL, which has free financing windows. And under the first windows, project preparation grants, you have a window for energy efficiency, for preparation support to energy efficiency projects. Just to give you an example, SE4ALL is supporting an energy efficiency project in Mauritius. The project will support a company with the development and installation of a seawater air conditioning system. Basically, the building cooling is using the cold ocean water to cool the building. So the SE4ALL component will finance the offshore feasibility study and some preliminary design study of the project. So that's the second tool. And well, the third tool is some lines of credit on energy efficiency, but it's not in place yet inside the bank, but it's something that we are currently working on. So we are going to set up some line of credit to support small and mid-sized investment in energy efficiency in several African countries. So for now, we are launching the market studies. So the market study is ongoing to assess the potential of the countries, and also to help us with the design of a relevant financing facility in Africa. So the African countries that we have selected so far for this line of credit are Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and Cameroon. That's the four countries that we are going to put in place this line of credit. And then, yes, and we expect the implementation of this tool next year. Okay, so that's all that I wanted to present.